Okay, people. On the last recording I did, I called it Patches. And it's not called Patches, it's called Our Last Kiss. Our baby. Well, I kind of explained it on into the song. But that's because I had this next ballad that I want to play for you. It's called Patches. And again, I'm trying not to break the copyright code. So I'm going to pause it every now and then. Again, this one come out in the 60s, and it's a very sad song. And again, all the guitarists around there, the people that would go to these parties and things like that, and they would play this music because everybody else was playing the popular ones, but they did not play the sad one. And it brought in more tears and more people to listen to the song than they did others. And at the time, I was starting to learn to play the guitar. I wasn't good, but I started. But either way, this is what's called the walk of life in relationships and how living one place and loving someone in another place, one you're not supposed to do and one that comes to a very tragic ending. It's called Patches. That goes by the house, is torn down. There lives a girl, and the night ocean. Now, you said old shanty town. Let me explain something to you. Lots of the big cities, they all had these manufacturers all the way around there. And the people working in these factories lived in certain parts of the city. And in the South, it was called government projects or mill villages. And called mill villages because there in the South, lots of them was cotton mills, growing threads, making shirts and things like that. And so they built these homes for the poor people to live in, and they called mill villages. The companies owned the property and the house, and the people that worked in the factories lived in the houses, going to a company store, shopping, whatever. Up north, they had most of their factories on one side of a river where some of the upper people would live, like store owners and shop owners and grocery stores and stuff like that. On the other side of the river is where you find the shanty town. And it was just like the mill villages. They were cold and hard to live in, and the people living there didn't wear the best of clothes. And so this one girl named Patches, that's what she wore. And I remember this because I lived in a government apartment or a mill village. See how he said his folks said no, and his heart breaks. And he had to tell her this because she was expecting, like him, to get married in June, a June wedding. And it makes you remember that reason why people picked a June wedding was because that's when everybody got out of school. Colleges, high school, school, period. And she must have been old enough then to get married without a parent's consent. And he, even though he was old enough not to, he listened to his parents And this is what happened by listening to the parents. Oh man. Now, that's just the way it was. Even when I went to elementary school, and I was still in elementary school, and I was heading into the third grade, this song come out. And it really broke my heart. Because in that third grade, you don't think boys do this, but they develop emotional feelings very quick. Even though I know girls did faster, and they learned to control it, but boys didn't, and I didn't know how to control it. So this song really hit me hard. As I think of that song, and really I still watch the dawn. She doesn't know that I love her. I hear a name in my heart. He says, "Hello, name of just what's wrong." Lonely place down in the dirt. Oh, close by, oh, yards in ocean town. I'm sorry, I had to pause it there. Not because I don't want you to hear all of it, but because my heart's breaking. Even where I live, there were so many young girls that died or took their lives, and young boys did the same thing, only because of loving somebody they weren't supposed to love. May not be right, but I'll join you tonight. As this time comes. Now that was done by Dickie Lee on the Greatest Collection, sung by Dickie Lee. And Dickie Lee at the time was a great singer, really was. And not all the songs I listened to had that in it. Some of them had a pretty upbeat ending to them. And that will be on my next recording. And I ask you, give me a thumbs up, a like, subscribe, whatever. Again, I'm not looking for the money. Any type of monetary thing I get will go to donation for suicide prevention. So take your time, listen to it, pull it up. Greatest Hits by Dickie Lee, and research it, and you'll see just how good some of these songs, even though they didn't make the top list, made the best songs